What's up guys, Falcon here again. Today I was working on a 2009 or 7, I think it's 2007 Dodge Ram with a Hemi. Now this one has a lot of issues with breaking the exhaust manifold bolts, which I've fixed before, but today I encountered a kind of like a special one. Basically what happened was, on these two bolts in the back, usually they'll break off on the front of the manifold, so I can just grab some vice grips and twist it right off and it'll come right off. Now on this one, where it broke off, it was actually a little bit deeper than flush with the head, so there was no way that I could grab it with some pliers or anything like that. So what I did was something that I've seen a couple of friends of mine do it before, but I've never actually done it myself. So took out the welder, and basically what I did was welded a nut. Grabbed up some pliers, put the nut right here, flushed the head, and started welding inside of the nut so I could weld the nut to the stud that was broken inside there. Now since this one was a little bit further in than flat with the head, I had to basically fill it in first with a little bit of solder. So just filled it in a little bit more, basically made it stick up a little bit, then put the nut here, and then you started welding the nut to whatever was left out here. And once I let it set, grabbed my 13mm, which that was the size of the nut, and started turning it very gently, and sure enough, it works. So here it is. And there it is, just basically welded it to the stud that was broken in there. And I mean, these ones usually they break not because people over tying them. Usually the ones that break the most are the ones in the back, and it's usually because where it goes on the heat shield, it has another nut on top of that, so that it has the basically the heat shield goes right here, then it has another nut on top of that, and then whenever people over tying that top nut, usually breaks off the stud right here. So but there it goes, got it taken out. There you go. So just with patience, should be able to get it out. Of course, had to take off the dust shield so I can get better access to it. Dust shield right there takes, I believe, like 6 or 7 8mm bolts or screws all the way around, and just pull it right out. There it goes. Just takes a lot of patience, and trust me, I am not a welder. I suck at welding. I've practiced welding some stuff before, you know, just on my own, and yep, not a welder at all, but this actually worked out for me. So, you know, hope this helps somebody. As long as you got the room to do it, you should be good. Thanks, subscribe.